photo.
That's exactly, you know where I'm at. Yeah, exactly. So I said, I can't well, this is the bottom of the thing where you see it, and I'm asking.
Yeah.
You know where you can in the bottom mountain? Yeah, all that. Right.
Because they've got
Welcome one, welcome all. See the new town hall we built, or at least the meeting portion. We're glad to have everyone here for our August meeting this Monday, August 2nd. We're going to take care of a couple matters here. First, we've had meetings on July the 6th and July the 15th, and you've received your minutes in your agenda packages. What says the board?
I make a motion to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. That passes. We have a public hearing set for 7:05 tonight, but we're going to change it till tomorrow night. That's okay. I'll tell you what this is and what it's not. There's been a special use application made to the town by ones on behalf of Wal-Mart. You can just say Wal-Mart, it's probably through their developers or whatever. Now, the application is that they be allowed to put a building, a footprint larger than what is automatically allowed under our ordinance, which is like 30,000 square feet, and theirs would be more like 120,000 square feet. And if you go above 30,000, it's called a special use application, and that's what's triggered one of their requests here tonight. And the second one is they've asked for a larger signage, a little bit larger. Where right now our limitations on the UDO that we've recently adopted, probably too small anyway, is 70 feet, and they're asking for a sign, I think, of 150 for their on the post, and then we have 250 on the sign on the building, and they're asking for 298 or thereabouts in that range. Now, the special use permit has a way we have to handle it to comply with the state statutes. Meaning it has, what the board considers is in the form of evidence. What I'm telling you is, this is not the time or is not the place to have general discussion on whether or not you do or do not want a Walmart to come to the location that is being suggested.
So why have the meeting? If we're against the sign, why have a sign if we're against the Wal-Mart? I don't get it.
They have come and they have asked the special use permit, and it is for those two issues, the sign and the footprint. So we're not going to just be hearing from folks on other issues than those two. Now, our hands are tied, and rightfully so in this matter. We don't make these rules. People a lot smarter than us do on these special use permits. So I'm just telling you, going into it, everybody's going to get an opportunity. There's still some time I'll let you have to sign up, but if it's just going to tee off for or tee off against Walmart without locking your statements in to either the signage or the footprint, then it's not appropriate to be heard at this type of hearing. That's where we're at. Now, what basically we're going to be doing is we're going to have our town planner, Mr. Gruberman, is going to give us the background and kind of set the table, so to speak. The aldermen would have a chance to ask questions, Mr. Gruberman, and then the applicants will be given a reasonable time to make their case. The board will have a chance to ask questions of the applicants, as well as others who have adverse questions want to ask. They would be given the opportunity to ask some questions. Then we have others who would be in favor, would be given a brief opportunity if in fact their comments or evidence is restricted to the two issues, being the signage and the footprint. And then basically we swap it then, and the persons opposed would be given equal time as the applicants. And then they would be, also the applicants would have the opportunity, as well as the board, to question those who are making. But if you come up here, you're not so much giving your opinion as you would need to be given some type of evidence, and we're going to ask that each of you are going to understand. I'm not going to swear each of you in under a Bible, it's not required, but this is going to be more for evidence rather than just opinions, which is may or may not be evidence. So that's the process that we are constrained to follow, and it makes good reason. And that said, and we're here in the time frame, so if there is anybody else who hasn't had a chance to sign up and understands now with the ground rules that they still want to speak, I'll still give them the opportunity to do that, but you need to do it quick, otherwise we can go ahead and close up the sheets. And I asked Mike Bright-Meyers if you could be prepared to come forward as this lady signs up to, while we're waiting,
Mr. Mayor, there is one matter that,
Hey, Joe, I've got something to say.
not yet, sir.
I know, but y'all going to sign up for it.
You gotta need to sign.
You need to sign up?
He's got my name.
Okay. John?
as this is a quasi-judicial proceeding, there is a requirement that the board make their decision based on evidence before it during this hearing. And as you all are aware by now, I, erring on the side of caution, spoke with Alderman Scott about the poll matter. He's agreed to recuse himself from the hearing for having conducted that. So at this time, I would ask him to recuse himself.
Okay, all right. All right, Mr. Mike Bright-Meyers, give us some background.
Okay, we received on May 21st a special use application from Bright-Meyers 2001 LLC, who is the developer. It's predominantly a Wal-Mart supercenter and 2 outbuildings with the associated parking and some requested signage increases. At this point, the project would appear to meet. As you know, these are both, all the roads in that area are DOT roads. The town actually has no involvement in any of those street linkages. And they are working on the Silo Road Extension project, which was designed to include a roundabout at Double Mountain and basically Silo Road to bypass. There was some extension of storage lanes for traffic entering onto the bypass at 64, which moved that roundabout farther south. In regards to the building, it's 120,000 square foot, which will be basically the main building of Wal-Mart. There will be 2 outbuildings consisting of a total of 32,000 square feet, and the associated parking for all of that. They requested an increase in the allowable signage. Originally it was larger. They reduced that request substantially. The attached signage, which was going to be on the building, was originally requested at 390 square feet, and we are now they're now requesting 296, and then from 70 to 150 square feet for the freestanding signage. As the board knows, on the 7th, they forwarded this for the planning board to have a meeting, and they did that on June 15th. In addition, there's a requirement for a neighborhood compatibility meeting where we send notices to everybody with all the property owners within 400 feet of the property. And they have an opportunity to hear the proposal firsthand where they can formulate any comments, or at least have the opportunity to be able to formulate comments with the relation, and they were told about the June 15th meeting and the potential for today's meeting. At this point, we did send those reports.
So when did the planning board take up this matter?
The planning board looked at the matter on June 15th of this year, and they did provide a recommendation to the planning board. You'll find that detailed in your paperwork.
They made findings of fact.
Yes, sir, they did, as required by the Unified Development Ordinance.
And they made a finding that the use or development is located, designed, and proposed to be operated so as to maintain and promote the public health, safety, and general welfare.
Yes, they did. They have indicated that the development will conform to the regulations of the UDO and will not negatively impact the surrounding area. Landscape, buffering, lighting, stormwater management, and other aspects of the development will be in compliance with the UDO requirements.
And did they make a finding that there are or will be at the time that they are required adequate public facilities to serve the use or development as specified in section 4.11 of the UDO?
Yes, sir. The property is not currently served by town sewer. However, it is served by town water with adequate capacity available for the addition of this development and the number of buildings or units in this development. The sewer will be extended to the site by the town as part of a sewer extension project planned by the town, as we have annexed some properties on Wells Grove Road leading towards the Route 64. And then this would allow them to bring it to the site, bring sewer to the site. And North Carolina DOT will be the approving body for the access to and from this development, as it's fronted on both sides by DOT roads. Traffic impact analysis, as previously stated, has been done by the developer, and it's been provided to NCDOT for their consideration and or approval. NCDOT will decide what improvements are to be installed by the developer.
Did the planning board have a finding that the use or development complies with all required regulations and standards of the Unified Development Ordinance, or with variances thereto, if any, granted pursuant to section 4.4.14 of the UDO, and with all other applicable regulations?
Yes, there are no variances that apply to the UDO. So the only issue in that change is for the sign ordinance, and we did discuss that at the planning board meeting. They felt that the signage issue, because has been concerns raised by other existing shopping centers in the district, that the original 70 square foot sign limit was too small, especially when you get into a larger scale project where there's maybe 10 or more businesses. That means that every business has about 7 square feet of signage that would be out on the pylon side. So they did recommend that signage be approved. However, the intent would be, if the board accepts that they would then make a formal recommendation for a revision to the sign ordinance as a result of that for the other developments in town.
Did the planning board make a finding that the use or development is located, designed, and proposed to be operated so as to be compatible with the particular neighborhood in which it is to be located?
Yes, the proposed development is predominantly situated with the surrounding land either vacant or lightly populated. There's a landscape buffer that will be provided along the property that abuts residentially zoned areas to the south and west. There's a significant elevation change from this development to the adjoining roads and surrounding properties. The proposed development will not cause disruption to the areas surrounding the immediate property.
And did they make a finding that the use or development conforms with the general plans for the physical development of the town as embodied in this ordinance, the principles of growth, the thoroughfare plans, and any other duly adopted plans of the town?
Yes, the special use as proposed is and will be in compliance with the UDO. Land development permits, when applied for, will meet all the UDO requirements before issuance.
And these findings were put into writing by the planning board?
Yes, sir, they were.
And they were attested to by the chairman?
Yes.
Do you concur in these findings?
Yes, sir, I do.
And do you affirm